How do you keep your spouse from getting half of your millions in a divorce? Welcome to another episode of Becoming with Angelina Watkins, and I'm your host, Angelina, your queen of becoming, here to help you achieve emotional, spiritual, and financial prosperity. In today's episode, we're going to get into talking about how to keep your spouse from getting half of all your millions in a divorce. Okay? Now, back in 1987, Eddie Murphy, one of the most prolific African American comedians ever, grew up on him, had a stand-up comedy called Raw. All right, and in that comedy, he talked about the getting 50% when you are getting married and then you want to get a divorce, and the wife trying to get 50%. We being gold diggers, and it's still happening today. It seemed like that became a fun phenomenon after that comedy stand-up, but it gotten to the point where we hear it in the news all the time of people getting a divorce and the wife getting half, the wife getting alimony, the wife getting a lot of child support. And of course, I'm talking with people who have millions and millions of dollars. And you think to yourself, is that even fair? Is that right? And how can a person watch the money that they make and keep someone from taking half of all they own? And we're going to talk about that. Before we get into that, I just want to welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. We are here every Thursday dropping that knowledge to help you become the person that you need to be so that you can do what you're purposed to do, so you can live the abundant life that you want to live. And we talk about all kind of topics that are here to help you become that person that you need to be so that you can win at love, life, and money. Okay? Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. All right? But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So I wanted to talk about this today because I came across the article. It's a little old, it came out in April, but there is this Moroccan soccer player. His name is Acharf Hakimi. All right. And he's been accused of rape. And in the midst of being accused of rape, his wife decided that she was going to leave him. She's going to divorce him, and she's looking for her payout. This man is worth $70 million. And sadly enough, she doesn't get a payout. She gets this divorce and she gets nothing. Why? Because he was able to hide his money in a way that she would not be able to get 50% of his money. And how did he do that? How in the world can you hide millions of dollars and then go through a divorce and then your spouse not getting any type of payout? I've never heard of that. I mean, in America, there's gonna be some research, and we ain't coming up empty. I don't know how we coming up empty. It's worth $70 million and you coming up empty? Well, y'all, can you even believe how he got away with this? Most of his assets and his money was being paid to his mama. Yes. So when he's going through the divorce and they're looking at the assets and they're looking at the payout and they're looking at the checking accounts and the savings accounts and they're looking at his worth, he ain't worth a dime. Why? Because his mom has his assets. All the assets is in his mom's name. The money is being paid in the mom's name. Nothing is coming to him. And so therefore she gets nothing because he has nothing. Now that might seem like that's a great way to get around having to pay your spouse alimony, child support, or letting them have 50% of your riches. But it's not probably the moral thing to do. I mean, they had some children together. What about the children? How is she going to take care of the children? You're leaving her with nothing. Are you going to pay child support on your own? I mean, are you going to be willing to, send her some money so she can take care of them? And then what about your mom? He must really, really trust his mother to be putting everything in her name, because mama can just take off with the money and give you nothing. At this point she doesn't have to. She can spend that money however she wants to spend that money. She can sell the assets that she wants to sell and not give you a dime. And then what you gonna do? You gonna sue your mama? You gonna sue your mama because you were hiding it in her name? I mean, I hope and pray that he has a mama that loved him enough to be honest and not take his money. But it's just probably maybe a legal thing to do, but I don't think it's a moral thing to do, to hide your money in your mama's name and therefore not have to be responsible for your family and making sure that they are taken care of, especially when you have children in the mix and within the scenario. Now, I want to tell you that I don't agree. I just don't agree with what he did. I don't know how in the world he's gotten away with that, but I just think that when you're in a relationship, if you can't trust that person enough to bring all your money to the table, then perhaps y'all just not be together. I mean, we get into prenuptial agreements, right? If I have to have we have these prenuptial agreements where we want to say, no, this is what I had coming into the marriage, and this is what you have coming into the marriage, and we're going to leave with what we came with. Or we have to be together for so many years in order for you to even get be able to have access to anything I had coming into the marriage. And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, you think that prenuptial agreements are okay, and you have a lot of people who recommend when you have money like that and you're gonna get married that you have a prenuptial agreement. But are we planning for the marriage to not work? Was he planning for the marriage to not work, to be getting that much money and putting it in your mama's name and not having anything where you have shared assets? I mean, you shared a life together. She's taking care of your children. I'm assuming she's taking care of the home. Why would you not want to feel like that she deserves to have a part of what you've made if she was there helping you build it? No, she didn't get on the field and she didn't play the soccer game, but she was there with you. She was, I'm just assuming, you guys, that she was encouraging him. She was supporting him. She was having your children. She was making sure that you had a good home life. You had somewhere to come to that was comfortable and clean. And, all of those things that a wife is supposed to do, hopefully, air quotes, that's what she was doing. And you don't think that she deserves anything? Nothing when you all decide to go. It's not like she was gold digging and she just was trying to use you for your money, but this was your wife. She was with you and she left you because you were doing dirty things. You are accused of rape. I mean, I don't know. I think that's a very great reason for her to leave, but nevertheless, that's how you hide your money, y'all. Put it in somebody else's name. But I'm going to tell you, don't do that. Don't do that, because you're never going to be guaranteed that that person whose name you put those assets in is going to be honest with you and do the right thing by your money. I mean, money turns, it makes people greedy. It stirs something up in their soul and their mind, and when they start seeing all them zeros and all that worth that they have, and and then what they can do with that money, and they start to scheming and thinking of how they can take you out of your money. I mean, that happens to athletes all the time with financial advisors handling all these millions that they have and stealing the millions from them because they get greedy. They get greedy and they see all those zeros and they see all that money and they see what lifestyle that they could be having and the things that they could be doing with the money. And then now, next thing you know, you're wiped out and you don't have no money because the financial advisor done took your money. Okay? So you just never know. Hopefully his mother will do the right thing by him. But I'm just telling you, and I'm just warning you right now, if you are rich, if you become rich, if you come into some millions, be careful about hiding it in a manner in which you put it in somebody else's name. Do the right thing. Get a trust, okay? Get a trust that's going to hold your assets, that's going to hold your money. Have your will of how things are supposed to be distributed, okay? Make sure you have the right beneficiaries on your accounts and on your insurance and all those different things. Do it the right way. Get a lawyer and do it the right way. I just don't know that Momma having everything in her name is the right way. And then what about taxes? You put all the tax responsibility on Momma. Get a lawyer, y'all. Get in a lawyer, get an accountant. Make sure you're getting the right legal advice and financial accounting advice that you need in order to make sure that you are protecting your money, preserving your money, including from maybe your spouse. But still do the right thing. Pay what you're supposed to pay. Now, For all of you women out there who are married and you could potentially be in a position where you need to get a divorce and you need money, I think that you should make sure that you are taken care of, that you know how to take care of yourself, and you don't have to rely on the man to take care of you when you get that divorce, because you know how to make your own money. And that's why you need to get my new book, Path to Prosperity, the 17 Secrets to Building Wealth that you can start today. In there, I outline how you can make your own millions, how you can create that passive income and build that wealth and protect your economic value, okay? Including making sure that you have insurance to cover yourself in case your spouse does pass away. You might not be in a situation where you got a divorce, but you're in a situation where you could lose your husband, and then that money that he's bringing into the household is no longer there. Then what are you going to do? You got to make sure that you protect your economic value. You got to make sure that you're planning for catastrophic events, and that's why you need to build wealth. And I outline it all for you in the book on just how to do it. Okay? Now, where you are, not where you have to be. Your past does not define you. You define you. So heal, transform, and pursue you.